Hi, I'm Kaden, and I am in a group with Bastian and Lexi, and I'm going to tell you the story of Jerry. Jerry is a 19-year-old mechanic who starts working in a mechanic shop, but he is looking for the size of a bolt, and it took him 5 tries to find the right size. If only there was a way to simply measure the bolt easily and know the size. This is what we are working on, the solution to easily know the size of our bolts that we measure.
We have completed a total of 15 interviews so far. We've talked to teachers, friends, family, coworkers, etc. We learned about half of the interviewees use nuts and bolts all of the time, and only the other half uses them somewhat. About half of them have our problem. Of that half, most of them say they might buy a similar product, or they definitely would. We learned we might have more buyers if we have standard and metric units measurements. We also added dairy farmers to our customer segments. We learned that there are several expensive alternatives that our interviewees do not use. We will also be smaller, easier to read and use, and have both types of measurements on our product.
So as you can see here, this is our BMC, and we have changed 3 things on it, or we've added 3 things on it. You can see that's all in the red here. You can see that we've added that the product needs to be made out of a durable material. We were thinking something like steel or maybe aluminum. We need to have both metric and standard sized, as few of our interviews stated that they use both metric and standard on many of the projects that they do. We also learned that along with mechanics and body technicians, farmers and people who work in HVAC, which is heating and cooling, they also use nuts and bolts very often in their work. Perfect. And then right here, this is just a small summary of what we've learned. Like I said, we need to make it out of a more durable material. It's going to be in both standard and metric sizes. And then along with mechanics, people who work in agriculture and HVAC also work with nuts and bolts.
Our next steps include interpreting the information from our interviews and creating a prototype of our invention. We will also figure out the best way to market our product.